Well, hello everybody and welcome back to my Let's Play Star Citizen and I take a look at the Expo in episode 271. Let's get it on, people. As you see here is the Miss Razor LX, because we're still on Mrs. Day. Misses even, people. The LX edition is basically a special edition that features an overclocked engine, reduced maneuverability and armaments in exchange for a straight line speed. That's right, people, straight line speed this baby, because it's a racer. LX, I guess, extra large, I don't know. But the Razor also comes with specially designed, if I'm not mistaken, engines that are Zinni influenced, or should I say thrusters. The thrusters obviously are part of the engine, aren't the engine's different, but you know what I'm saying? The thrusters, specially designed by Zinni. They have it on an alien race, they're part of it. Plus I feel they have a very F1 feel to them. This is one of the few MISS ships I don't own because I have an M50. And I always felt, you know, when you've already got a racing ship, you don't really need 2 or 3 of the things. Doesn't mean this won't be one when the verse goes live that I won't be, you know, earning to get it to add to my collection. But for now, she's just here at the Expo for me to take a look at. And is she not nice or what, people? So you can have a quick look at the weapons on this thing. As you can see, not many, because it is supposed to be a racer. And absolutely no missiles. Okay. On to the next Razor, people. The one only, the original, the Razor itself. This was originally developed in 2947, people, for the Murray Cup. And like we already stated, has Zinni influenced thrusters and a very advanced composed space frame, cutting edge fuel collection system, and minimal cross section, sleek aerodynamic lines, just to name a few things about this baby. And no offense, the blue colours, the blue black colours you can see on it is a lot nicer than the white black colour. So I have to give it thumbs up for that. Look at the sleekness, absolutely amazing. And as you know, MISC is basically my favourite manufacturer in the game. As I jump in and have a look, it's another guy at the Expo coming over to take a look himself. Just look like how smooth it goes over your head when you're in the cockpit. It's absolutely lovely. Once again, look at the sleekness of this and the lovely blue. You know, the M50 I prefer the red colour, but hey, it's the second best colour in the diverse, isn't it? The red's the best, blue's not bad, black's up there as well. Speaking of black, you can see the other version over there. We're going to take a look after we check out the weapon systems for this baby. As you can see very quickly on the screen, it seems to have some missiles this time, and of course some basic weapons. Again, it's still a Razor. Now let's take a look at the final edition of Razors, known as the Razor EX. Okay, so the Razor EX is a stealth special edition, and it's got a lovely blackness to it that is outfitted with a signature reducing materials. It was originally especially built for the UEE adversary, basically the coppers people, for use in surveillance and extraction operations. A variation of the model was later released for the public by MISC. As you see, not bad. Like I said, I mixed between this black lovely version or the original blue version. The LX one, just going on appearances, I'm not as fond of. And as people know, me personally, my favourite ship in the verse is the Freelancer Miss. But at the same time, I have 2 other contenders for my favourite ship, but I've yet to be inside and fly them to know if they're going to overtake them. Them 2 contenders is none other than the Carrack, and of course, none other, that's the Amble Carrack by the way, and none other than Crusader's own Mercury. They're my 3 favourite ships, but at the moment, Freelancer Miss is my number 1. I can fly it, I know what it's like in and out, it's awesome. The other 2, I don't know what they're going to be like when I get them. But when I finally get my hands on them, maybe one of them become my favourites. But for now, the Freelancer Miss, all the way, people. And you saw I had a quick look at the weapon system in that one too, as we head to the next ship for the Expo. So out of them ships, we got a lot to choose from. Should we go for the star of this particular show? The Prospector of this today? Or Starfire? Maybe the Gemini version? Or should we go for the actual ship itself, the core of the series? The whole reason that MISC are on the map, people, I think we should. The Freelancer herself. The first ship that was my true favourite until then I caught the eye of the MISC version. Was actually older. And then I realised there's my favourite. See, this is the true version. You've seen this one a lot with me flying around. But as you can see, for some reason they've got the back open, but they're a little high to actually get in it for some reason. But that's fine, because as people know, the Freelancer has a side door, so you can still access it with a nice lovely ladder, 2 ways in, 2 ways out, assuming you don't cover the back up with absolutely stuff in the way. But then there's nothing to stop you put something right here, so you can't get in either, so it's catch-22. See, the basic one is a docking collar to get to another ship and that. And a nice substantial area for cargo, and of course above us, the turret. You want to be flying around with your buddy? Get them in the turret shooting things to help defend you. Perfectly good when you're trying to escape and then blast them from behind. Okay, as you see, the lovely, huge, big cockpit there. The dashboard even, and they've got a nice silver version of the original Freelancer here. A nice coat and that. And some people feel like the cockpit is a little bit in the way because how big it is. I personally like it. It's nice. As we're going to have a look at the weapons. As you can see, it packs a punch. Got quite a few weapons up back in it. And look at the missiles, people. Size 3 and 2 and 8 altogether. Not bad. That's why I like my MISC version more. I lose some cargo space, but I have a lot more missiles. And we'll go to that in a minute. As you see, nice 2 beds there. A little area for 4 people to come along and sleep. You see there's 4 seats. So we have a nice jump there. There's 4 seats in the cockpit area as well. And of course the turret. And of course then you have someone also mess around in the back if you want. So if you want to go around with 2 people, 4 people, a nice ship for it. Absolutely amazing ship. You know, great bang for your buck. Nice size. It's basically a jack of all trades theoretically. You know, cargo hold, you want to be a bit of a mercenary. See, there's some missiles, baby. You want to be a bit mercenary. You name it. Bring your little mining tool. Go out the back. You know, with your hand, bring them back in. This babe can do it. And now we go over to the Miss Max. And you know why it's called a Max? Because this baby has a fat behind. This baby's got almost double the cargo capacity. Look up here, it's like nothing's different. It's like, oh, it's the same as last Freelancer. What's the difference? As you see, I've done a problem with the door. That is not what's different now. It's just a problem with the door of this particular model. Normally the doors are fine. That's not what the difference is. But as you can see, a lovely cockpit. Exactly the same as the regular Freelancer. We'll quickly jump in here this time. See if the weapons are the same. Before I show you the lovely back end. As we turn her on. And she enjoyed being turned on, by the way, people. Look, weapons. Okay, here we go. See about similar. About the same amount, similar type of weapon as you can see. And as you see, about the same type of missiles. 8. But this baby is about the cargo. Look at it. Look at the outline. Look at the back end of her. The front is, I think it's probably got one of the best colours out of all the Freelancers. But there's the back end. It's double the size, people. Double the size. It's got, I think, if I'm not mistaken, engines have got bigger engines on it too. You know, to help push extra weight. Because it's a variation additional cargo capacity at the expense of weapons. At looser weapons, the Freelancer match variant sacrifice weaponry for increased cargo capacity. This makes it ideal for equipment of raw materials transfer. Look at that, double the size. So if you want to take some vehicles, the Freelancer theoretically can take a vehicle or 2 anyway. This one can take more or a bigger vehicle. As you can see how fat the end of it is. More dragonflies, more noxes, you name it, this can have it. Okay, and we're on to the next Freelancer. I believe it's the Druid version. This is specialised for exploration. It sacrificed 20% cargo, so we lose some cargo again, of the standard Freelancer exchange for an enhanced jump drive, a more advanced scanner, and expanded fuel tank. So in other words, this baby can go further, people, further! This may seem like a bad call to some, but those who value discovery over profit will find it to be their ship of choice. Well, my ship of choice is the MISC version, because I want that missile boat, I want them missiles, people. Speaking of missiles, let's look what the Jordan has. As you can see, a nice set of weapons there, just like the other Freelancers. Not much difference here. And then of course, about the same type of missiles. And let's have a quick look at the outside. It's got that nice little tint of orange to it again. Basically like the Max. I think the Max has the best design. Endurance quite nice though. Even though I am falling for my very dark green MISC, even though I personally, if I could pick the colour scheme, I think it would have to be between the Max and the Drawing. Over what my green MISC version is. Speaking of my MISC, let's go to her. Here we go, here comes that ladder. Smooth as butter, people, smooth as butter. How many times I've climbed into my version, this has been amazing. Over the years and that. As you can see, cockpit's basically the same. You've seen it from me often enough, I fly this baby all the time. And we'll just jump in here very quickly, show you the outside, let's see See the weapons, that's the big thing of this baby. We lose cargo spots, but we gain weapons. More specifically, missiles. So there's the basic set, and here's the missiles, look. This time, 2 size 3s, 8 and 20. 28 missiles, people. 28. What does that make, people? 28. Look at this green monster. Absolutely mwah. Absolutely mwah, mwah, mwah. Isn't she? She's just so gorgeous. One of the best, if not the best ship in the verse. Oh, for my personal opinion. Obviously, that isn't the best ship out there. This is my personal favourite right now, like I stated before. I have the Mercury and the Carrack that might overtake it, but for now, this is the #1 ship for me. And I have a few others up there with my Glacier. And special place in my heart, the Aurora Star. As you see, we have a small cargo area, but that's fine. We want to go out and do some bounties. Out with the freelancers, that's a better version to do with them. Because of the missiles. A lot more of them. Okay, even though it does have more ammo, where the other ones have more lasers, they will last longer, even though this will have a bit bigger punch. Quicker. And here we go, people. Here is the huge Misk Starfire. Look at it at the front. Speaking of missiles, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's where some missiles come out of it. I might be mistaken there. If they don't come out of it, they bloody well shot. Look at the size of her. Look at that guy in the Expo. He's like, wow. I know, buddy. I know. Absolutely wow. And that guy's walking. Apparently that part's cement and they hadn't dried yet. They should have shut that out. Look at the size of this baby. Look at the size of this beauty. Look at the barrels. This whole baby is about siphoning and collecting fuel for other ships. And this version is the Starfarer Gemini variation or variant. This basically is a military version of the regular Starfarer. Basically, this has increased shielding, reinforced armor, trades off some cargo capacity and maneuverability, unfortunately. For the both pluses I just told you about, has a more powerful engine and stronger version of 3-man turrets. The Gemini also includes an optional missile pod, which can be swapped for the fuel intake unit on a ship's nose. That's what we got to walk up earlier when I said they better be missiles. They bloody well are. Just look at the manual, they're missiles, people. Missile pods can be mounted to either Starfire variations, so even the regular can have that one. As you can look, this is a huge ship. Look, it's like the ladder. I slipped in. And also it's full better. I'm thinking, I really need to shut a cockpit off first, don't I? And obviously this is the route to it. That's where the escape pods are, and here comes the cockpit. See, nice seats in here, and obviously I got in here by entering from the cargo and going up on the little balcony area to get here. And then you saw there was another level or 2 from there. Here we go, people. Let's have a look at the weapons this baby's packing. There's the systems, there's the guns. See, not bad, not brilliant, but then there's 9 missiles, size 3, people. Not bad. And again, it's got that nice green, which shows it's a military ship. That's something about the Miss Freelancer, who looked dwarfed in the size. It looks like it's a little baby. That one was also a military variation. As we quickly look at this behemoth of a ship, as you see them big canisters, that's where the fuel is stored, and then it's got like that nice little bridge. You can tell there, as I'm trying to get the camera for you, that nice little walkway bridge there. It's an awesome ship though. As I was trying to say, a Freelancer Miss version though. A little thingy about that quick. That was a limited edition, by the way. A militarized variant of the classic UE. I'm probably going to butcher this. Mercantile ship. Due to an earlier payload incident, only a small number of them ships have ever been manufactured. That version sacrificed most of the cargo capacity, as I already stated, for of course the missiles, baby. But come on, let's go back up this ladder. You notice I'm not slipping, and have a look around. As you see, the bottom's more the cargo, more focused on flying the thing, and then we have more the engineering area, and where the innards, so you got to mind your head, where the innards are of the ship. So you can basically fix stuff up in engineering and stuff, you know, the gravity well stuff, all that stuff's over here, and of course, and for some reason the ship was a little messed up in here, because that's what the internals are when it's damaged. I don't know why it was looking that way. See, that's the way it looks. It was like, I must have had some before I came out, like it's going back and forth, as you can see. But anyway, when the corridor isn't doing that to your eyes, you can go down it, you get these little areas you can crawl in. But what's awesome, if you're being boarded and being attacked, you know, getting them little nooks and crannies. Is one of the turret areas, getting them nooks and crannies, and you know, come around someone. Maybe a little stealth knife to the throat, maybe a bullet to the knee, you know, that sort of thing. As you see, a raise to a turret. And for some reason, I don't know why, again, I must have had some before, I couldn't get my view to look over, I just kept looking at my feet. But anyway, them turrets normally a good view if you actually look over it and look at your feet. Whilst it's Expo Day, probably had a few drinks before I came out, woo! And all that stuff. And of course, because these Expo models, we had a little problem with doors not opening. Or was it just I forgot how to work them because I had a bit to drink? I don't know. But I'm having the problem again. Look at me. Woohoo! As we go up again. I really need to stop drinking before I go into the Expo. But it's such a happy day, isn't it? It's such a happy day. At least there's a nice seat I could sit down in. So that's good, of course, isn't it, people? So that's always good, having that lovely, jubbly seat. Okay, go through some of these corridors again. Oh, and that's something else I haven't even mentioned about this Gemini. It was licensed to Aegis Dynamics, which produces the Starfighter Gemini under contract for the UE military. MISC builds the basic chassis of all Starfighters, and the chassis will be shipped off to Aegis to complete it. So basically retrofit it. And obviously need to get back in this version to finish the inside off. And the ship is so big, so easy to get lost in it. And basically there's turrets on either side, so I'm skipping ahead a little bit now. Go through them windy corridors and get into the actual crew quarters, the living space for the crew. And you see got some like little lifts. Again, they have a lift that takes you up and down, or you can, you know, use a ladder. See, look, the beds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's another set on the other side. If not, there's 6. Let me double check. We have the toilets, male and females. You know, for, you know, multi-crew. Got the nice lockers there. As we go over to this side, let me double check if they have double beds or not. Okay, that's a way down again to engineering. So I do need to show you the core still. Again, I got lost going through this ship quite a bit. I'm not used to it. Oh, here's, I think it might just have the 6 beds there, people, actually, thinking about it. But what we do have is a nice little cafeteria here to make some food, and adjacent from that, other than the sink there, I believe is the captain's quarters. So they have 6 beds and the captain's quarters. Here we go. A nice big desk, got a little sink again. And of course he gets his nice bedroom. Obviously a lot more basic because military and stuff. A very square toilet, but it's his. That's where the captain stays. Remember, it's a military variant, people. So, less shine, more work, basically. Okay. So I believe, yeah, I think it was the 6 beds and then the captain's bed. I don't think they have another set of 6. But let's jump to the engineering now for you. Literally as I jump down that little ladder there for you. And there's the lift access, like I stated, it has lifts, or you can use ladders. So if malfunctioning lifts are happening, you know, the ship's on fire, you don't use the lift, you can just do access stuff through the ladders. I believe there's 3, if I'm not mistaken, 3 levels theoretically to this. And then 1 is this nice walkway, balcony even, basically, that it has. And for some reason, again, like I said, I must have had a bit too much before I came out. I, for some reason, couldn't seem to fit through the wide open door until I decided to crawl. I don't know why. Like I said, I must have been having multiple troubles with my legs, you know, and all that stuff. But anyway, as you can see, now imagine quantum travel, being in the back of this, thanks to the gravity well, keeping it on and watching, it's awesome. Or sitting up here, keeping an eye as you're removing the fuel and stuff and working. Absolutely amazing, people, absolutely amazing. As you can see, it's quite a way down, boink. And you shouldn't try that at home, but remember, I had quite a bit to drink already. Obviously, if you're in space, you would float. We're not in space. As these people who are stuck in the wet concrete seem to be very shocked what I just did. And here's the regular Starfighter. Like I said, there's not much difference in this. But I will, because I didn't get to it in the other ship, manage to find the gravity ball, I'll show you this baby here. But first, I decided to shy that way, walk away, and as you see, I kind of fell on my face. Yeah, too much to drink. It was mist, like I keep saying, it was mist day. You have to celebrate. You gotta celebrate mist day. So look, like now I'm like on a, you know, crawl, just don't have my gun out. And I finally gave you a good look at the big engine above us. After hanging around up there, I decided to jump off it again. Woo! Back in there, people. First off, we're going to have a look at the weapons, so you can see the difference between the Gemini's very quickly. As you see, this baby didn't even have any missiles, but like they said, it was optional to put the missiles on the front if you want them. But at least, it does have some weapons, but we lose the missile thing. And obviously the armor isn't as good as we already stated. It's the basic version of it. Still nice. You know, I do prefer the dark green of the Gemini, I do have to say. And since it's not a military variant, let's look at the captain's quarters. He got a lovely space duvet, people! A lovely space quilt! Same everything else, but the quilt. You know your space captain when you got a space quilt, people. And over here, what should I say over here? I'm getting that. Look, even their beds, they've got a nice little something else on them. See? Better quality fabric when you're not in the military. That's what I'm getting from the difference between the Gemini and the regular Starfarer. And finally, let's take you to the gravity ball. It's basically the same in both ships. And then obviously, normally this would be on. So you would obviously have gravity and it'd be really sparkly and that, but obviously it's not as interesting when it's off. So, let's head on to somewhere else in this Expo day and see another ship, shall we? Now. And this baby is a Reliant Mako. Basically, this is a news van. And this is actually the variation that I actually own myself. My wife owns a different version of the Reliant, and when we get to that ship, if I remember which one it is, I will tell you which it is. But this baby has a special turret to capture. You know the news, what's happening. You know, you want to fly in there. So you got a nice bed there. You got the news thing up there. And it's two-seater. You want to fly in there while a battle's going on. You want to be reporting it. You use this baby. And obviously, for stuff like this, I thought it'd be quite useful. You know, using this baby while I'm basically trying to report stuff. And the colour scheme's pretty nice too, with the nice yellow and the grey. I think it suits it, as you can see. And this baby, once it takes off, you can actually put it in, that's in landing mode at the moment. You can put it in flight mode as well, and it changes the shape of it by manoeuvring the wings upwards. As you see, we're going to have a look at the weapons here. Obviously, it won't have as many, because it's basically for news, so you know, missiles, but still, not bad. Imagine two people controlling this, one person flying, one person in the back, using this special camera turret. As far as I know, it's just a camera and you can't shoot from it, but I'm not 100% sure, because the version I got is not 100% working 100%, all the way it's supposed to be. There's no chances need to be implemented 100%, but normally you turn this on and you see for a turret, and that's how you capture everything. And this is like where your pilot's flying you around, getting you close to the action, you're capturing it with this baby. And you see two beds, so you can basically sit down and rest. You know, after a hard day getting news on the front line, so you've got a little sink and toilet, etc. And there's also little access points, so if something's going wrong, you know, when the heat of the battle starts blowing up, we can get, hopefully, if we're good enough, fixed it. So this is pretty nice. And she is a variation of the regular Reliant. It's obviously an alternative starter ship. We have the Aurora, we also have the Mustang, and then the Reliant is alternative, slightly more expensive starter ship. And obviously more for the people who want to fly with two people. Or again, like we said, the Aurora has one bed, it has space in the back, but the other person theoretically is going to be sitting there doing nothing while you're flying around. The Mustang, similar setup. Basically. You have one seat and don't have a tiny spot for a cargo, not really for a person. So unless he throws on the back and they're like crunched up. Unless you get the special caravan version. This version, baby, you can have two people actually physically doing something while you're out there. And as we look at this, is the core version now. This is the base model, so this is basically the starter one. It's basically a cargo hauler with additional speed and dogfight abilities not found in dedicated freighter ships. It's specifically designed as a multi-purpose ship and has a larger carrying capacity than many ships of its class. It features, again, Zinni technology. That's what attracts me with Mist, the Zinni technology, you know. Breaking off with our fellow Zinnis over there. You know, two races coming together. The Zinni from a moving cockpit, as we talked about earlier. That's what happens. The cockpits go above and under each other. That helps with the wings, etc. when it moves. Slot in place depending on the flight mode. It has omnidirectional thrusters, people. Licensed under the trade agreement with I'm butchering this, Apollo or something. Advanced Zenith metal components make up the armor, wingspan, and every control surface has been mysteriously updated from those developed from the Freelancer by Mist's internal Zenith Tech team. Okay, so let's go and have a little fun at the Expo before we look at the other two variants, because I think I can actually get on the wing the way to set this up. Let's find out if I can. Here we go, people. Again, a bit too much of the juice before we got into today, but whatever. And so you get a nice bird's eye view of the stuff on top because of this. Look at that engine. Obviously, don't try that at home when the engine's on. Probably very, very hot. There's a nice little gun. Oh, almost hit the person. That would have been a lawsuit right there. But luckily I didn't. Yay! Let's head to the next Reliant now, shall we? And that is the Tanya. Or Tana, however you say it, the Reliant Tanya. This version is a versatile lightweight fighter. So basically, you want to get in dogfights more, you want this baby. As you can see, the back ends get changed. See, they even got stuff here, you know, for weapons, for new armor sets. So when you land, you get out, you and your buddy, you know, I'll do some ground action. It's got it there. And basically, this is easy to maintain with rugged construction. The Reliant Tanya makes for an ideal choice for frontier and outpost defense, thanks to its custom high-yield power plant, stronger shields, and additional weapon mounts, people. Additional weapon mounts. You love the Mist Reliant? You want a fighter? Go for this baby, especially if you're picking between the four. This is the one you want. As you can see from the extra weapons here, compared to the other Reliants. Look, even has missiles, people. Look at that, 16 missiles. Size 2s, but 16. Woo! She's packing a punch, people. She's packing a punch. And last but not least, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the version my wife owns. The Mist Reliant, how do I say the Sen version. See on the back, nice things again. And see, this is more for science, people. That's right. It's a versatile mobile science platform outfitted for long-range sciencey stuff to take you further, longer. An advanced sensor suit, or suite, whichever you prefer. Perfect for the aspiring explorer who wants to whisper their name into the halls of history. Put my name in the halls of Hall of Fame, history, put my name in there. Basically like that. So basically, you want to do some sciencey stuff, you want to explore out there, nice cozy two people, this is the one you want, people. I do expect something like the Carrack will obviously need more people to run. And of course we'll be able to do a lot more sciencey stuff and last out there longer because it's a bigger ship with more people, but also it's going to cost more to maintain. So this will be better for two people, this will be better for, you know, cost of running the ship. That's the other thing with the Verse. You have a big ship, you need people to help you run it. It's going to cost more fuel, it's going to cost more power. It gets damaged, it's a bigger cost to getting it back or getting it repaired from insurance or buying new equipment for it. The stuff going to degrade, and it's going to cost more to replace the parts that degrade. A smaller ship, you'll get it back quicker. It basically is going to cost less to run. The parts degrade will cost less to fix or replace. But of course, then there's other drawbacks to it as we look at the weapons quick here. Obviously, not as well defendable, but even more manoeuvrable and stuff like that. And obviously, there's going to be jump points in, you know, jump gates, jump punch, whatever you call them, in the Verse, where they'll be small, medium and large, I believe. Big ships obviously will only probably be able to go through the big jumps. Medium and small will be off limits to them. A small ship will be able to pick any. For a quick example, take 3 systems and you want to get from system 1 to 2, maybe there's only a small jump point in there. Where basically the large one comes from 3. So where a small one could go straight to it, they're a little slower, but they're cutting the system out. A large one can actually travel faster in that jump, but it's going to have to go to the other system I talked about first, because it has a large one to that system, then a large one to the system it wants to get to. So in that sense, it's, even though it's travelling faster, it might get there a lot, you know, take longer, basically. Okay, and now for the final, last but not least, of course, Mist's very own Prospector. Your starting mining ship in the verse, people. You want to mine that rock on that planet, that asteroid, you jump in this baby. They now have new attachments for it, you know, for the risk rewards thing. You know, you want to basically pull out this rock a lot faster, but it's more unstable, going to blow up your face more often. You could go for that attachment. You want to be safer, it's going to take longer, but you can't get so many rocks. You go for another attachment. And also there's some rocks in the verse that you need 3 of these babies to pump out to get them there. That's why they have a special new mining ship. What's the next one up? From the prospector, in one way, it's actually 3 prospectors in one, the Argon Mole. But for now, Misk has access to the starting prospector. So you get a nice little toilet, you know, a sink, etc, etc, shower. And here we go. And obviously, as you saw from the outside, or I'll give you a better look now actually, from the outside, it has the very freelancer look to it. And very good view. You know, with nice screens above you, a very clear cockpit to see above and below you. And we'll have a very quick look at the guns for you. Obviously, it's very low in this because you're not supposed to be shooting people, really. We don't have any missiles, as you can see. And there's the back end. And there's, of course, the lovely drums on the side, or barrels, what you call it, where you put your minerals into. You can then drop them off at some point, and basically pick some others up at some point, etc, etc. Maybe drop them off and another ship can pick them up and take them for you while you just keep on mining. So it's small, maneuverable, it's cool. And that's my mining ship, people. I own that baby. I like it. And I think that ends basically the day of Misk. And of course, the other manufacturers here, but to me it was about Misk. They're the best manufacturer out there. Oh yeah! So let's head out here as soon as I can get the door to work, that is. Okay, so there we get to that. Same like on the Freelancer, that lovely ladder. And anyway, we do a quick thingy. This is the preferred mining vessel of sole operators. The Misk sleek design, sensibly Beverly have upgraded high-tech mining tools. The 2947 Prospector perfectly balanced form and functionality. Yeah, I'm explaining to everybody what's about. What you look at me for? Mate, what's the problem? I was trying to explain and he just gave me a dirty look then. Like, no need for that. I can remember. I think they had to put it away. And that ended day 4 for me. The next day I was up bright and early. As you can see in the left, there's already another Expo goer getting ready to go. Look, you see, he can barely stand. He's like that. He don't want to move and move. Look at him, this little hopping jump he's doing then. He can't wait to get to the Expo. And even can I, so let's move forward a little as we see the lovely night sky. And I quickly go ahead to the next lift for day 5 of the Expo. Yeah, do shit. There we go. They don't react sometimes. When I think they should. And what is day 5? Day 5. Again, Aliens Esprit. Probably butchering the name. But look at that. Banyu fighter people. That's the Banyu Defender right there. This is another alien day. For the smaller manufacturers who are alien technology. And there's my very own Zinni ship. My Scout. It's also known as a Character or AI or whatever. There she is over there. I got her for a spectacular maneuverability, very unique, and a backup eraser to go with my M50. Also a Scout, so I want to get there ahead and get in there. She's a Scout baby. And as you can see here is the Nox. You know, a nice smooth floating bike, a competitor to the Dragonfly. Like I said, look at the lovely colours of it, a nice sleek black. Oh, almost knocked her over then. Have to be careful.
Systems activated.
Got a bit of weathering to it. The Nox is a speed maneuverable open canopy racer, capable of zipping along planet surfaces and through deep space. Originally designed for Zinni, the ship was redesigned for human pilots and made available for the first time in human space in 2947. Had a quick look at the weapons on board. So it's not much, but for the size of it, it's not bad. Obviously no missiles. You notice the streamline of how it's protecting my back there. So it gives me a bit of armor if someone shoots at me from the back. Okay, that was quick. Should we go to the Bani Defender or my Ziddy ship? I love the colour of this baby. And again, this is another one that can transform. It looks like a beautiful flower when it does. It's amazing. When I first got it, I believed it was going to be a 2-seater. Unfortunately, it is not. It's only a 1-seater. Well, it's slightly sucky. because it would have even more useful being a two-seater, but I'm happy with a one-seater. Look at the special steps it has, how they just float there with the alien technology. Absolutely amazing, people. As we enter that, look at the back of her. Awesome. See, like just how it like moves you up. Absolutely magic, and the colour is amazing, and she looks magnificent. Remember, she is a scout, so she's for scouting, and she's for speed, for racing. See, like the special balls for controls, very unique, especially adapted for humans. This is. The name of it actually means Dire Fly Export. It is an export model of the, again, I'm going to butcher this, Kuya Kara, for sale to human civilians as a dedicated scout-explorer. The export model features the same Zinni maneuvering rig, but control surface modified for human use and a more limited armament. So in other words, don't have as many weapons for the humans as they did back for the aliens who made this originally. But like I said, it's Explorer too. So you could basically get this into a bigger ship and a little mini Explorer. See, she's nice, and like I said, she literally turns almost like a fly, and when she takes off, and you take her out of her landing mode. This landing mode, obviously, I can't show you here because unfortunately, we're in Expo. We can't fly anything. We have a roof. A lot of innocent people don't want to crush them and all that good stuff. But I said that's absolutely amazing the way this baby looks. The only thing I would add to it, if I could, give me a vac area so I had a bit more space to walk around. So just walk to seat and that's it. So you do get a bit cramped in these things. Even under view, as you saw that lovely bubble circle, amazing, absolutely amazing. And here we go, the Imperium Nox. The KUE, or Q, would you say it? Q edition. This is a limited version of the Nox, featured a brushed silver finish, or basically a variation on the coat of paint, was specially created to celebrate the inaugurational sale of the first Nox for human riders. Its name diverts from the Zinni word KUEQ, or SRX, for frost. So you want some frost, you get this baby. Again, to me it's just a variation on the actual colour. It's basically, a Nox is a Nox. At least for now. It's a nice Nox. Has that lovely slim line down your back again to protect you. But okay, we've seen Noxes before, not much to see there, so let's move on. Everyone else is, you know guys, you can come up and actually try it yourself, you don't have to stare at me trying it. Like all these Expo people just walking around. Oh, here we go, baby, the brand new Defender. This is a two-seater. Again, very unique. Unique, because obviously it's done before by the brand new. But one thing about it, as you can see, it's got a nice couple of beds and two cockpits. A bit of space to put some cargo. Not much, granted, but a bit of space. This is obviously, as the name suggests, Defender. What's the Defender of? It's supposed to be Defender of the Merchantman. The brand new Merchantman. So when that baby's down, they're selling stuff, you're doing the deals, they get attacked, some of these defenders come out and defend the thing. That's the whole point. Its design features both Zinni thrusters, you're probably going to butcher it, Tevarian shields, and for Tejion, probably butchering that, cannons. As a result, with a lightweight hull, it allows this particular ship to be agile, fast. Although the cargo space is very limited, the Defender features modest accommodations for its crew and provides easy access to components. As you can see, look at some of the weapons it's got here. So not bad, the weapons. And if I'm not mistaken, when you're flying, both pilots can take over control. So you can decide who wants to fly with what, if I'm not mistaken. Look, it looks like a crab. They should have called it, the Banyu Cancer Defender. For all cancer, because it literally looks like a crab. So, especially with all them cancers out there. Like me! I'm born in cancer. Woo, cancer! I like the gold. The gold colour's really nice. The yellowy gold colour, and like the big blue eyes. And if you open the back end of it, basically where I walk through, it looks like it's a mouth. It's eating stuff. It was awesome. When that's open, it looks like it's got a mouth, so it's absolutely so cool. So it's like the holograms. You can tell it's very alien. It's an awesome ship, this. Obviously, again, it is more a dedicated ship. It's supposed to defend, it's supposed to fight. That's the point of it. Very limited cargo. If you want to be doing sciencey stuff, you don't want to be in this ship. You want to do mining, unless you put your little handheld, you don't want to be in this ship. You don't have much space to put the mining stuff, which you've done it. But you want to blast stuff in the sky. You want to be fast maneuverable? You want this ship. Look at those special designs. Look at the Banyu. And the thing with the Banyu race, if I'm not mistaken, they take stuff, hence why we have Devarian and Zinni thrusters from other races that they think is good, and then they use it. And that's what they've done here. Like, they found a better... What did they have? Zinni thrusters. If they found some human thrusters that they thought were better, they will throw them Zinni ones off and design it with the human thrusters. But obviously for them, the Zinnis apparently have the best thrusters. I like the way that, you know, you see that how the stairs just flatten itself, it lifts itself up the mouth. You know, it's not really the mouth, but you know what I'm saying. It's a crab. Okay. What other ships do we have here today? Oh, we have... Oh, yes. Some of the Vandal ships here. That's right. Yes, I think the final 3 ships to look at are all Vandal related. Obviously, we're at war with them right now, but actually having some designed. This is the Blade. Having some designed by humans. Or at least, not designed, replicated by humans. So we can fly them. It's awesome. Well, as I found out when I was here, I was in a little bit of a problem of accessing their cockpit. It comes down and lifts you up. So unfortunately I couldn't actually get into the side of the Blade to look around the outside. I remember I've had a few troubles with some of the Expo ships. But this particular one is actually a light fighter replica. Produced by, again we're going to butcher them, Ispera. For military use. They are often used for training for the UEE pilots. The maneuverability of the Blade is beyond anything else out there, which makes up for its lacking in armour. So not very armour, but... Like I said, the Blade, and obviously it's named after, as you can probably see yourself, the bloody blades it has on the front of it with them guns. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, let's move on, as you get a nice look there, and let's look at the next Vandal ship, shall we? And that is of the Glaive. Again, by the same manufacturer, I believe they're all by the same person. As you can see, this is a symmetrical version. The Sci-Fi reproduce for human usage, generally flown by Vandal and more combat experience. So basically, the Vandal's got some kills, he's more experienced than like a rookie Vandal, you would fly this. They are better armed and have 2 huge blades, that's wings, as opposed to the one of the standard Scythe. So the Scythe is basically their starter ship, so to speak. You see, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty scary too, and designs very aggressive. You see why the humans are at war. I wouldn't say fear them, but maybe we should. Or at least some do anyway. Look at the blades. And the reason this is symmetrical because of course the Scythe is not. And this time I was lucky. As you can see, someone else was already in it. That's why I couldn't get into it, so maybe that's what I had with the other problem with the other ship. But the thing is, as he gets out and falls on his face, and then quickly jumps up like another sudden nothing. That gives me opportunity to jump in it, and you also can see it from the outside how it works. See how it like opens up, comes down. So you jump on, you hold onto this bit, it pulls you up, and there's this like weird position where you're like sitting forward. So you're not sitting down, you're like lying forward even. And you see it's got the redness, the unique UI. Very alien, very, very alien, as you can see. So at least I can have a look at this. It'll give you a look at the UI they've used. You can try to replicate it. Obviously not exactly, because they basically hacked it, so to speak. So sometimes you do see the alien language pop up and we can't read it. But generally they try to hack it to our language, English. You see there's the guns in this baby. See, not bad, not bad. And I believe she has missiles. Yeah, she has 8 size 2s. Not bad at all. Look at that design though. Unfortunately, I do not, and I'm not an owner of any type of replica Vandal ships. I wouldn't mind having one at some point, but I currently don't own one. Some of these basically went on sale. You had to do Arena Commander, win the Vandal Swarm mode, and then your option to a limited time to buy some of these. I passed the Vandal Swarm mode and got access to it, but they were already sold out. So I was like, oh well. And again, this would be just theoretically another fighter when I already got fighters. But at some point, I will earn it and basically buy one, add it to my collection. And as we go over to the other blade, well, I could actually use the seat on this one. So we get a look at this. The actual scythe. Unless I'm mistaken, they didn't actually have a version of it here, unfortunately. So I couldn't get in that and show you. I'm thinking one of these blades should have been a scythe, but whatever. Because I like the red of, I think it was the glaive the best. The blackness is not bad of the blade, and of course the scythe. If anything, it's an advantage. You're in space, you know, the dark side of an asteroid or something. You're gonna be able to jump out and hit you a lot easier as I take a look at the weapons here. Where the red, I think, shows more fear in it. They come flying at you, this red thing, instant Vandu. I panic. A black ship comes out of nowhere. Who's that? Before you know it, the Vandu's killed you. So you didn't get to really panic as you died. So it's catch-22, but I personally prefer the red colour. You see, it's not bad. And of course the scythe, what they don't have here today, basically you remove one wing and put a tiny little gun on it, and you extend a blade on the other wing with a big cannon. It's basically the scythe. Anyway, I think we've done well today to look at the Vandals and stuff, and another expo. So let's head home. As you say, I'm getting out the ship there. Get ready for tomorrow, day 6, people. Woohoo! Oh, I guess before we end, we have to say about what happened in this part. This was embarrassing. I found another guy about to jump. I was like, mate, don't jump. I've already rescued somebody. You two, why are you not helping him? Mate, okay, you stay there. I'll come on the balcony and we'll help you across, okay? We'll be fine together, okay? Do not move. Let me just check. Oh, how are you standing in that? Well, if you can do it, I can do it. We can all do it together. We're in this together. Okay, let me... Oh, sugar nuts! Oh, fudge! Oh, I can't know that! And everything went black. And I kind of don't know what happened after that for a little while. Anyway, like, subscribe, and good stuff. See you next time, and hopefully I'll wait to go to the Expo again. I've been IVATOPIA. Have a great, wonderful day out there. Bye, everybody. Share the video. Subscribe. See ya. Bye bye. Oh, my head hurts, but hey, Expo Day, day 6, 7. Oh, the coach for 24 hours. No, I missed day 6. Oh.